Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 5 continues to fill up our breadbasket with Star Wars Easter eggs and references. After rescuing Princess Leia from an inescapable Imperial base, that sounds familiar, Part 5 founds Obi-Wan on Jabiim, with Darth Vader's Empire in Need for Speed hot pursuit, baby. The Path's refugees and the evil forces after them finally meet in what some would call a psychological chess match between master and student. And we even get an exhilarating moment of betrayal gone awry. Of course, this goes without warning. Heavy spoilers ahead. So please, for the love of Obi, you have been warned. And if you're thinking to yourself, boy, I want to watch this for myself, then you, my friend, can click the exclusive link in the description. Episode 5 picks up another strong run of Easter eggs and references. There are flashbacks to the Star Wars prequels, knowing in-dialogue winks, and iconic weapons that we rarely see. You can even compare Obi-Wan Kenobi's Part 5 premise to a key battle from Disney's entire trilogy. Without further ado, I'm Joey C. Let's go! Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 5 begins with a flashback of our pals Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi doing some wonderful lightsaber training on Coruscant. Both Jedi are dressed in their outfits from Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, and the most noticeable detail is absolutely Anakin's Padawan braid. And because Anakin's arms are both intact here, we are absolutely sure this flashback must take place shortly before or potentially during Attack of the Clones. This is a very small reference, but by God it makes sense. When Obi-Wan Kenobi finds his feisty student looking out on the Coruscant skyline, Anakin's evil gaze is directed towards a rather tall building, consisting of two connected round-top structures, one slightly shorter than the other. This particular building is incredibly similar to Padme's apartment building from Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, and it makes perfect sense that that is where Anakin's attention is drawn. Callbacks to older films in the series with similar shots is something that's rather common in the Star Wars universe, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is no different. In Part 5, ahead of her promotion to Grand Inquisitor, what a title, Reva is invited aboard Darth Vader's personal flagship, Star Destroyer,
the Devastator.
What an absolute unit of a name. Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 5 utilizes the same shot of Vader standing at the end of a black catwalk on the bridge above the Imperials, as seen in the original Star Wars trilogy, and in the final moments of Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Jedi who escape the path leave writings along the walls of their journey, which pose some massive security risks, but also give us some damn good Easter eggs. Like, dude, they are hunting you. Maybe writing things on the wall along your journey perhaps isn't the brightest idea. Anyways, let's get into some deep lore here. Break out the wikis, baby. This week's scrawling includes Corwin Shelvey, a Force sensitive who existed in Star Wars Legends canon. There is also Tiberius, which could potentially point towards Tiberius Anderlock, but I can't promise anything. The message Obi-Wan Kenobi reads aloud is inscribed underneath the Jedi symbol, and the incomplete marks along the top translate to, "May the Force be with you," and that is fantastic. The Path's base on Jabiim contains numerous trinkets from presumably deceased Jedi, RIP. In this episode, we see some lightsabers and some robes. These must be recovered along the way as a token of remembrance, RIP. Although, from what we can tell here, the selection of lightsabers doesn't obviously contain any recognizable hilts from established Star Wars lore. We are very sorry to disappoint you. Do you still like us? Speaking of what's happening on Jabiim, a bunch of familiar Star Wars faces, both metallic and organic, I guess? There's an R2 astromech unit working on the base's defense system, and a pair of desperate Trandoshans pleading for survival. Obi-Wan Kenobi lingers on a Talpidian and a Tar Sunt. Good lord, this runs deep. Big crowded scenes like this give a wonderful opportunity to throw in familiar faces, and it really boils my hot dog, man. That's my one per list. Obi-Wan Kenobi receives a holographic message from Bail Organa via a small disc-like device known as the Jedi Holoprojector. This Star Wars Easter egg can be found throughout the franchise, but Kenobi's specific model is used by Qui-Gon Jinn when showing Watto Naboo's Royal Starship in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. The Bowcaster is an iconic Star Wars weapon, but typically only seen in the hairy Wookiee hands of Chewbacca. Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 5 shows the Path's Roken, played by Ice Cube's son, also wielding this heavy brand of futuristic firearm. Though it's impossible to determine exactly how Roken came to own such an uncommon weapon, the Bowcaster's presence suggests a potential link between the early rebellion and the Wookiees of Kashyyyk. A famous and often memed moment from Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith sees Obi-Wan Kenobi tell Padme about Anakin, quote, killing younglings. Ewan McGregor looks to be stifling a laugh when he delivers it, sending the scene hurtling into prequel trilogy infamy.
I have seen a security hologram of him killing younglings.
Not Anakin.
In Part 5, the Jedi delivers an echo to this quote to Reva, uttering, "He killed the other younglings."
Anakin killed the others.
That's enough.
He killed the other younglings,
Enough.
but somehow you...
Enough!
Just wanted to throw a nice and easy short one in there for you. Let's get into another short one. Let's throw in an Easter egg for the Star Wars Rebel fans out there. Reva mentions the planet Garel. This famous Star Wars locale memorably appeared throughout the animated series, featuring as early as the first season when Ezra Bridger joined a mission to steal Imperial weapons. Princess Leia is a smart cookie, isn't she? When the young Princess Leia finally realizes her Lola droid has been compromised, she noticed a restraining bolt hidden underneath its wing. These tricky devices are used to restrict a droid's functions, and first appeared on both R2-D2 and C-3PO, when Owen Lars purchased them in A New Hope. Tala is seen sporting a thermal detonator, which is the bomb she used to check herself out of the library, if you know what I mean, when she is shot down. These devices first appeared in the Star Wars original trilogy, most famously used by Leia as a threat towards Jabba the Hutt in Return of the Jedi. It's also included in all of the video games like Battlefront, and by God, those are annoying. On the topic of Tala, I feel like she could have at least thrown it down the hallway instead of just liquidating her own products, if you get what I'm saying. Anakin Skywalker borrowing a famous line from Obi-Wan Kenobi just burns, if you feel me. Anyways, kicking away his master's weapon during their training bout, Anakin Skywalker proudly proclaims, "Your weapon's gone. It's over." This line intentionally mirrors the pair's famous moment on Mustafar in Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, when Obi-Wan declared, "It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground." Now we know where he got the line from.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
Your weapon's gone. It's over.
Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 4 riffed on A New Hope's Death Star rescue mission. Episode 5 draws just as readily from Star Wars The Last Jedi's Battle of Crait. In Rian Johnson's sequel trilogy Middle Child, the Resistance hides in a stronghold while the First Order bangs down their door. To buy his allies time, Luke Skywalker ventures outside to confront a fallen ex-student without striking a blow. In Obi-Wan Kenobi's Part 5, the Path's refugees hide inside their Jabiim stronghold while the Empire knocks down their gates. To buy his allies time, Obi-Wan Kenobi ventures outside the stronghold to confront an ex-fallen student without actually striking a blow. It all comes together, man. The rug that ties the room together. You know what I'm saying? Good lord. That is just cool. Here's a real juicy one for you. The Grand Inquisitor's survival actually protects Star Wars canon. When Rupert Friend's Grand Inquisitor appeared to die in Episode 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi, viewers and tweeters alike questioned how this moment slotted into existing canon. With the villain already scheduled for appearances later in the timeline via Star Wars Rebels, Part 5 protects continuity by revealing the Grand Inquisitor not only survived Reva's attacks, but he also gets his old job back too, man! The man's gotta feed his family somehow. Ooh, I love a good video game Easter egg, and Obi-Wan has plenty of those, especially in Part 5. Bursting into the Path's hangar on Jabiim like an absolute unit, Darth Vader yanks down the scaling ship in an impressive display of Force prowess. This stunning visual initially appeared in Star Wars Force Unleashed video game, way before Rey attempted the same stunt in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Darth Vader can now officially add his name to the short list of Force-sensitive warriors able to ground an escaping starship, which is a huge game changer. Ladies and gentlemen, Episode 5 of Obi-Wan Kenobi came and went. What do you think of the series so far? Did we notice anything that you didn't? If so, let us know in the comments below. And as always, everybody, thanks for watching.